Get your
dicks out right now.
For Leon.
Get your dicks in the air. It's time for Resident Evil 4 Remake. Some new gameplay dropped. Game Informer flew over to Japan and is covering Resident Evil 4 Remake like nobody's business. And we're here to see what's going on. All right, so we're here to check this out. And I have this pulled up from their YouTube. This is Game Informer on the YouTube. And let me pop the chat here. I know there's going to be a lot of people chatting. We got King Shadow, Juan, Callie's here, Mr. Patriot, Primus, ACR, Najib, Jude, Chemis, ACR, The Great White, Fangirl, Diamond Rattler. Let's see. We got Primus here, CMB, Shy Boy. All right, yeah, so let's do this. This is, we're going to react to this. I'm going to essentially make this stream a breakdown, essentially, but this video that you're seeing will also be a highlight. So I'm going to break this thing down, and, you know, we're going to also discuss it after the fact in the live stream chat. So I will read the chat and everything once I'm done breaking it down. So I'm going to focus on that, and then we're going to circle back around to some discussion, because this was normally just going to be like a live Hangout video / stream, but now that this dropped, it just makes sense to do a 2-for-1. So let's do this.
Jesse, stop.
All right. Now this is from the art director here, so this is going to be them apparently showing more of the gameplay sequences here, probably more of the art for the characters and stuff. That's what I'm anticipating. So let's see. This is all turned up here, so I'm gonna make sure you guys can hear it. And all right, let's do this.
Biohazard 4のアートの特徴で言うならやっぱキャラクター。
It does have great characters, so let's see what they got.
レオンだったりアシュリーだったりっていうその魅力的なキャラクターがたくさんいるっていうのがとても大事なところでもあるし、プラス、世界観で言ったらとても今までの。
Okay, so we got. This is a little bit what we saw from before with the. This looks like an area with the merchant and a typewriter here. He pulls out the red 9, it looks like. Right here.
今までのバイオハザードと違ってシチュエーションが多いんですよね。村とか城とかいろいろシチュエーションが多いんで、そういうところのバリエーションだったり幅
There's Ashley behind
みたいなものを持ってたんで、そこの幅を
To preserve the variety, okay.
進めていきたいなと。同じような絵にならないように、ちゃんとそれぞれのキャラクターを魅力を出してあげたいなっていうのが最初に思ってました。
Some unique appeal. Didn't want to make them look too similar.
一番好きなのレオンですね。やっぱり
Leon's the favorite.
オリジナルを普通に学生の時に遊んでた。
So that's pretty cool. He says, I played the original Resident Evil 4 when I was a student, and now he's like working on the remake. So Leon being his favorite, that's pretty cool to hear him say that. We did see, though, if we do go back here, I just want to go back a little bit here. I'm not sure. This could be in the church when you get Ashley. We do know Game Informer played chapters 1 and 5, so this could be an area in the church. That's what I think. I'm not sure, but you could see this here. If you look at the walls, it does kind of look like a cabin, so it could just be another cabin, or, you know, some point after the church, because we did get to see a little bit of the gameplay from the trailer earlier this week on Leon fighting in front of the cemetery and the church as well. So let's see if they go further into that. Let's get back up to here.
もちろんかっこよくて好きだし魅力的な主人公だと思うんで、プラス敵で言うならチェーンソーかな。
Chainsaw Villager.
大きいですね。
There's the parry.
が好きだったんで、今回その
Interesting they're calling him the Chainsaw Villager, where it was Dr. Salvador in the original.
メイクでもチェーンソーが出るでな
But
った
he
時
made a
に
return.
まあ、今回のチェーンソーどうしよう
Look at him in all his
かな
glory.
っていうのを考えてで、まあ、いろいろデザインの段階でいろいろ書いたんですよねディレクターとかの話
Okay, different things in the design process.
もっとムキムキにしたりとか2メートルでかくしたりとかなんか長いコートを着せたり
Muscular and super tall, or maybe giving the Chainsaw Man a long coat. They like their long coats in Capcom with the enemies. So making him really tall would have been interesting. That would have reminded me of the super Dr. Salvadors that you fight in Mercenaries mode in the original. That would be interesting, but it looks like they settled on something more similar to the design. But let's see what he has to say here.
なんかいろんなタイプのチェーンソーを書いてみたんですけどなんか
Different things with
なんか
chainsaw.
違うなっていうの
It
が
didn't feel right.
あって、で、まあ、改めて原作やったりとか、まあ、チェーンソー時代をちゃんと見てたらチェーンソーの魅力ってやっぱりなんかなんですかね普通なんですよ普通の人が麻袋をかぶってチェーンソーを持ってるっていうのがやっぱホラーなんですよこれが怖いこれが意外とやっぱムキムキだったりとかクリーチャーなやつがチェーンソーを持っててもそれはもう化け物なんですよね怖くないんですよあくまで普通に理性のありそうな人間がチェーンソー麻袋を持ってかぶってチェーンソーを持ってるっていうのがそれが怖い
That's a good point that he mentioned. Like, sometimes when you're approaching a design, or even horror in general, less is more. Like, you don't have to make it so grotesque like a monster. Sometimes just someone with a, with a potato sack or something over their head or a mask. It could even be going back to Leatherface, right? Back in the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where, like, he had a face. It was made of skin, right? Other people's skin, but it was just something where it was just a mask. And it was a normal, everyday person that is just, he's going crazy. He's killing people, right? Something like this where you didn't want it to have a larger than life scale. Because it looks like he's saying they tried different things to enhance the chainsaw, but it just was kind of unrealistic. It didn't really work out. And that's kind of cool. They kept it close to it because, like, I like the original Dr. Salvador, and I don't know if they're going to talk about the Bella sisters, but I always like that appeal as well, to have like different chainsaw ganados are in rotation depending on where you're at in the game. So let's see what he says about the Chainsaw Man here. So less is more. That's the subtle direction. The cowl and the chainsaw, yeah, they're obviously different.
逆に言ったら守らなきゃいけないリメイクオリジナルのバイオ4の良さだったり、その敵キャラクターとしての良さだったりします。
That's cool.
で今回もそういうところは守ってるけど、あれですね。でも
Hell yeah, use the RE engine.
グラフィックが進化した分はだいぶ入れさせてもらってて、服の質感とか。
Yeah, that's really cool.
麻袋
The eyes coming out of the cowl.
よければじっくり見てもらえたらいいかなと思います。
Wow. Here we go. Oh shit, the bolt action. That looks so crisp. Oh, that's awesome. You just feel that it's going to be like, you could tell it's going to be like powerful when you shoot him with the shotgun. It's just going to feel, oh man. Look at that, dude. Those parasites look juicy. Damn, this looks like they have all the windows on each side, just like the original. Oh, and here's the bull face. What's his name?
なんでしょうね。こいつのできたまず経緯で言うなら新キャラ作ろう新しい敵キャラを作ろうっていうつもりで作ったキャラっていうわけではなくて、こいつができたのも結構開発も終盤なんですよ。
So they added him later.
頃になってできたやつで、で、
oh,
できた時ももうあらかた結構ゲームができてた。
So they almost didn't put this guy in
ゲー
there.
ムプレイしてて、普通にプレイしても
Where you could play it, so it was almost done. It was pretty much done.
なんかここにもうちょっとこういう敵欲しいなとか、もうちょっと硬い敵欲しいな、強い敵欲しいなとか、ここでなんかハンマー振り回すやつ欲しいよねっていう、ちょっとこうなんでしょうね、ゲーム側から、まあ、ゲーム側と話してて、こういう役割のやつが欲しい。
So they felt like it was too much of the same enemies, even though they were redesigned.
っていう感じですね。なんで新キャラを作ろうと思って作ったやつではなかったりします。で、
they didn't just make one because they wanted to make a new character.
牛の頭をかぶってるかっていうのも。
Why is he wearing a cow's head?
人が多い。
I like how he said that.
ゲームなんです。
There's a lot of human form characters in the game, the Ganado.
まあ出てくる敵も相対するものもこっち側も全部人間なんですよね。っていうのもあるんで、もうちょっとクリーチャーな。
In Game Informer, they called it a bullhead, but he's calling it a cowhead, so that's interesting.
あと今回そのイルミナス教団とか、まあそういうなんですか、邪教徒コアさ、ロスイルミナドス教団とかのその敵のちょっと宗教的なホラーのモチーフ。
Okay, more Los Illuminados inspired religious horror motif.
まあそういうところで、まあそういうのを入れるのはどうだろう。
So that's kind of cool because it does go along with the kind of horror that, because it does have that folk horror vibe in the original Resident Evil 4, very much inspired by that. And, you know, it's very much going into the Los Illuminados is a religious cult that Sadler's leading. And the fact that they're adding this enemy in because they felt that just switching things up a bit, adding another enemy in here would be, you know, appropriate for that. So that's the thing too. So I just want to go back though and look at this gameplay here. Let's just back this up. So this is the cabin section. So we were right about all that stuff being shown in those clips, that was going to lead right up to that. That was pretty much a no-brainer for any RE4 fan out there. I like how he's like, lighten up. All right, so you can barricade. Just the bolt action, man. I love that. It's just so crispy. This right here. The knife into the kick, man. That is so smooth. Let's run that back. Right here. Ready? Boom. And he was about to hit him, too. So you have that line of defense that makes it actually easier in combat for a lot of this stuff. And obviously, I say that for just a one-on-one encounter. Of course, there will be challenges. There will be multiple enemies. It will be hard to always, you know, not get surrounded by the Ganados because they have a sense of surrounding you, you know what I mean? And really cornering you. But this looks smooth. He's like, I'll take this one. Look at that. Luis shooting is badass, by the way. Like, that's just cool. Him shooting people with the red 9.
Nice.
Shoddy. I think that was a... Let me run that back real quick. Yeah, he kind of moved out of the way there. He kind of like... Because you can kind of move, like dodge a little bit just to get out of the way. Look at that parasite, man. The parasite... That is something that I saw in the screenshots that I covered that was in the actual Game Informer. One thing that I said was that, like, they do have, like, it looks like little yellow, like, pockets in there that you can actually hit to kill, to pop the parasite. And obviously you can throw flash grenades that instantly kill them as well. But the fact that they have little, like, weak points now is actually kind of cool because it gives you a spot to shoot, where before it was just like, okay, you just kind of shot at it, you know? Obviously you wanted to aim for the center, but it's kind of cool that they made it look... just more enhanced. And even the parasites in the dogs that we saw in the screenshots looked menacing. So this is cool to see them in full effect here. Oh. Yeah, you can see it right there. You can kind of see it right where he's aiming his crosshair. And you can see how it pops. We'll run that back again. Like, you see that? Actually, you can really see it if we pause it here. Hold on, let's run it. And... say right here, see that little bubble? So you can just shoot them and pop them basically. And again, one thing that I like about this, and it said this in the Game Informer stuff, is that Luis is going to be you know, smart with the AI too. So he'll also do ground executions to stop the parasites from forming. Obviously, this is a case of them actually, you know, showcasing the parasite. But they actually made the AI even smarter than before. Obviously, Luis had pretty solid AI from the start, but he would always toss you ammo and shit. I wonder if that's going to be the case here. But yeah, the parasites look menacing, and Luis is awesome. And you'll see all the weapons here, by the way. We have the TMP. I think that's Leon's default handgun that he has. And then we have the bolt action, the shotgun, and I think that's the bow, the bolt thrower at the bottom, the very bottom. And then we have flash or incendiary grenades and frag grenades to the right. So, again, at this point by the cabin, you have a decent arsenal. Yeah, that's nice. Still got to help him out. I like that he's more like, you know, he's just like, do something, will ya? Like, he's not like in the original where he's just like, use this, you know? He only gets pissed when you shoot at him in the original. I wonder if he can still do that. All right, so we got caught up with the new characters, so let's see what he had to say. Let's get to where we were right about here, chat room. Now, if you guys are enjoying this breakdown, don't forget to smash that like button right now. And also subscribe and stay tuned, stay locked in. There's a lot of Resident Evil 4 Remake stuff coming out right now. There's a lot of stuff, so subscribe here, join the Discord, join the community, and welcome. And really appreciate you guys coming out here. So let's run this back to right when he starts talking about the hammer enemy here. Now, they wanted to add him because they felt that they needed something different.
ここでなんかハンマー振り回すやつ欲しいよねっていうちょっとこうなんでしょうねゲーム側からまあゲーム側と話しててこういう役割のやつが欲しいっていうのから来て
It's got the rope in its mouth.
こいつが出来上がったっていう感じですね。なんで新キャラを作ろうと思って作ったやつではなかったりします。でなんですかね。
So they did it for a reason.
牛の頭を
Why is he wearing a cow's head? So he's wearing a cow's head.
人が多い
And again, they kind of try to stick with that horror theme with the Ganados and the other enemies, that kind of folk horror, religious horror. A lot of animals, masks, all that stuff. Very 1970s Wicker Man, you know? More Los Illuminados inspired religious horror motif. Look at that. Now, they started just showing a bunch of gameplay here, so let's go back here. So this looks like when you're running with Ashley, when you're running back in the rain. And look at the stealth. He's crouching here. He's moving up. Kicks him. Stabs him. Look at that. Smooth as hell. Wow. I know some people were talking about the rain and stuff like that. Listen, this looks crisp as all hell. I mean, it's nighttime, it's raining. I mean, this is one of the most, like... This is probably, as far as, like, sections I wanted to see and areas I wanted to see. Obviously, you know, the village, the castle. Those are, like, always my favorite parts of the game. You know, and how they're going to redo the island, we'll see. But I always loved the nighttime rain sequences, from the cabin section to what they're showing here. This just looks good, guys. This just looks really solid. Look at this. The bonfire's still torched. Kick. It's just so smooth. He's got the TMP rocking. Resident Evil's often had cow or deer heads that have been severed and posted like decorations. There you go. So like, alright, the enemy will wear one. Bring it full circle, all the way back to the first game. With the taxidermy deer.
牛の頭をしたクリーチャーに
It's probably be
なっ
like
ち
a
ゃうと思うん
minotaur,
で
a
すけど、
creature that has
う
a
ちの場合は
cow-like head.
どっちかというと牛
But
の
this character had a
死体
dead
の
cow's head placed on
頭
them,
を
perhaps
か
put
ぶ
it
ら
on
されている。
himself.
もしくは
That's what I was thinking. Like when it was a bullhead, or at least that's how they described it in the Game Informer article. So that's why I read it that way. But if it's a cow's head, it did really seem like they were like, this character's gonna just have a cow's head just like placed on it with a rope, like tying it. That's just crazy. But let's look at this here. This looks like when you're upstairs in the cabin fight. So let's run this back here.
にしようかなというところからできてはいます。で、
This is when he comes in
で
here.
も普通のゲームだったら牛の頭をした敵って
Oh man, so he's added into this cabin section. Not only are we getting overrun by Ganados, but we got Cowhead coming in.
うちの場合はどっちかというと牛の死体の
That's
頭
smooth,
を
man.
かぶらされてる。もしくは
Just the way that the aiming, the melee, the knife, like it's a very fluent type system that I'm getting from this. And obviously, like once we get our hands on some kind of demo or something, hopefully we get something soon that we can actually play it and see how it feels. Let's see here.
意図的にかぶってる強靭っていう
Oh man.
作ろうかな。
Oh, he's got the double swing, chat room. Or was that a triple swing? Let's see this. Look.
意図的に被ってる強靭っていう風に
Boom,
作ろう
boom.
かな作ろうかなと思うんですね。なんで
So he'll just knock your ass down.
で一緒に戦っててもプレイヤーの方を牛の頭が向いたりとかもしないし、
Okay.
実は首だけ触れてるんですよね。プレイヤーの方見てないんですよ。牛の目もプレイヤーを見てない。それはなぜかって言ったら死体の頭をかぶってるからっていうのを結構大事にして作ってますね。だからあくまでミノタウロスにしちゃうとファンタジーになるけど、バイオハザードでの解釈はやっぱこれは牛の死体をかぶってるおかしい人だ。で、
Okay, so they didn't want to. Okay, so they didn't want to keep it. They didn't want to make it mythical and have a minotaur come in. So they said that they basically just wanted to have a dead cow's head placed over it, and he's kind of like blindly swinging, fumbling around because he actually can't see. So they wanted to make it more grounded, which is good. I mean, because that doesn't the fantasy type horror or this even the stuff that they were doing in Village, in my opinion, doesn't really fit or come close to what was effective in Resident Evil 4. But I think that what they're doing now with this take on, adding another enemy that kind of fits into that lore, that kind of, goes along well with the Los Illuminados and the story. They already talked about in the Game Informer article expanding Ramon Salazar, right? So who knows what's going to happen with all of the backstory and how we're going to see that. Now, again, they mentioned more than one new enemy in the actual article when we were reading it through. But I think this video might just focus on what we're seeing here with the cowhead here.
ウイルスで強くなっているっていうところのは大事にしてるっていう感じですね。はい。
To keep up with all of our
Okay, so that was fascinating. So let's just go back through the gameplay again here. Well, at least the last bit of gameplay, because I really want to see the cabin section here. Right when he comes in.
普通のゲームだったら
He didn't give him a
牛の頭
name
をした敵って
either.
なん
Just
かミ
cowhead,
ノタウロスというか牛の頭を
which
し
is
た
cool.
クリ
I
ー
mean,
チャ
that
ー
works for me.
になっちゃうと思うんですけど、うちの場合はどっちかというと牛の死体の頭をかぶらされて
Man, look at that. That's
も
just
しく
cool.
は意図的に
Comes through the
被っている
window.
強靭
And he swings. Yo, he knocks Luis down. His ass goes down in 2 seconds. Look at this.
頭をかぶらされてるもしくは意図的
Ready?
に被っている強靭
Revs up the
ってい
swing.
う風に
Bop!
作ろうかな
And Leon gets wrecked too. But that was just funny to see him roll. Oh man. So, chat room, I think that this is something that I always wanted to see more gameplay for Resident Evil 4. I think that this gameplay doesn't show, everything that might make you, maybe the new enemy might be more of a, I guess, spoiler territory, but most people are already kind of talking about it. And it's very interesting they mentioned that with Cowhead, he didn't show up. Basically, the game was done, is pretty much what they said. It was pretty much done without him coming in. And they were like, yeah, we need to actually add an enemy in there. So it's interesting they kind of caught themselves thinking that maybe the enemies were too samey as the original, and that's why they wanted to switch it up with Cowhead. I mean, that's fine with me as long as, you know, I guess he shows up more than once, as long as it's not just like a cabin fight and he's in that and that's it. But I liked what I saw from the gameplay and the combat, especially Luis, and even the gameplay in the rain with Ashley. I mean, again, I know some people were, you know, concerned about seeing some spoilers and stuff like that. This isn't too far into that territory. They do want to talk about the new enemy and stuff, but I don't really think that knowing about the new enemy is going to, like, you know, ruin it for you or anything like that. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of great stuff here that we just saw from this, you know, little gameplay. I'm not sure if Game Informer is going to release anything else, but I think in the next, you know, few weeks building up, because we're getting closer and closer, guys, it's only getting started, we're going to see more Resident Evil 4 Remake. So now, that's the video portion that I'm going to be cutting for the VOD. Let me look at the chat. The beautiful chat. Where are you? Where are you? The chat's going wild in here. We got 204 people in here and only 80 likes. That's abysmal. We got to get those likes up. Hit the like button. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Now this is the conversation portion of the live stream. Let me see what you got. I'm not going to scroll back in 1,000 comments that just came through in the last half hour, but anything you got right now, let me know. We got our members in here. We got Purple Herb, Dragon Ball Radiant. We got Cashbox. We got King Shadow. We got Quentin. We got, you know, oh man, we got a bunch of people in here. Appreciate that, guys. Diamond Rattler. When you called bullface bullshit in the other video, I literally was done. Yeah, you know, it's funny because it was almost like they were saying it was a bull face or a bull mask. So, but now the art director is saying it's a cow face. So it is now a cow face. That is what it is, chat room. So this looks good, man. I'm excited. You know, I think the Unruly brings up a good point of, like, hope they don't forget to connect the Plagas with Nemesis. Yes, because that was kind of hinted in there. I really hope they do. I think that would be kind of cool, especially they made it seem like that they're really trying to connect the remake, you know, storylines together. So, Emmanuel, what's up? What difficulty are you playing on first? Probably normal, you know, or I forget what I did for Resident Evil 3. I think we did normal and then we did hardcore, or we might have started with hardcore. I forget. So I'm going to have to look and see, you know, what ends up happening with what I end up playing. Like I said, I will be recording my, you know, blind playthrough, depending on what happens, or the live stream will be the first time I play it, depending on what happens. We'll see. Let's see. We got Jack in here. Yeah, that looks nuts, chat room. I mean, the fact that we have, you know, we have a bunch of stuff that we haven't seen before, but we're seeing, you know, just stuff that's similar. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're seeing the similar stuff that, you know, it's not like brand new, right? But it's remade from the ground up. Like, it's not like you're going to be lost entirely when you play this game. It's going to be very familiar to you, kind of like, you know, if you played, you know, Resident Evil 4 a million times like I did, you're expecting the same thing, but they're trying to also throw, you know, curveballs in this thing. They're trying to actually have little different things happen. You know, you might be going on your normal path and there's going to be, you know, different stuff that gets thrown your way. The Resident Evil, you know, formula here with the Resident Evil remakes kind of being the foundation of what has led up to this point. I think that they're going to knock it out of the park with the combat and Leon's parry and the melee. You know, QuickTime events are completely cut, so I think there's something that really makes this thing, you know, again, have a modern spin on it. But there's always going to be the conversation of people that are, people that are they either want it to be exactly the same or similar, or add stuff that's completely different. But then if they do one or the other, there's always a few different people that, you know, might like one over the other, right? I don't know, Dragon Ball. We might get something that alludes to something else. It's very possible. It's very possible. What's up, Money Mike? Gotta play hard. Fight tooth and nail. I was gonna say, yeah, I might have to do hardcore for the first playthrough, to be honest with you. I might have to do hardcore and then hardcore again, and then maybe do Inferno or something like that. Like, I have to say, or whatever it's going to be called, Nightmare Mode. Who knows what it's going to be called, the harder one. Yeah, so I might go into the hardcore for Resident Evil 4. Let's see. Yeah, this is the best. I agree, Ty. This is the best RE engine has looked so far. They clearly are just, you know, completely blowing it out of the water here with as far as like how much stuff's going on screen, and you know, there's a lot of cool stuff that they're doing here, that they're pushing. Man, I love this sniper rifle. I love the bolt action. I just love seeing that. It's so smooth. The headshots look so good. I mean, special agent mode. Yeah, right? What's up, some suit trim? I'm dying to see how Vertigo plays out. Oh, yeah. Dude, Vertigo would be awesome. All the bosses would be really cool. Now, it's very interesting, right? Because they said that you can beat the game all with a knife. So what does that mean for the Salazar fight, right? Like, you gotta... I don't know. I wonder what they're going to do with that. Lee, they might keep Leon's outfits. I'm not sure. Was there a button prompt when he swung? I think it's a dedicated button. Like, for example, like that knife right here. I think if you tap the knife button, like, there is no button prompt, but if you tap the knife button, he will automatically swing, and then you can melee into it. So it's not like a double time thing. Let's see here. Purple Herb says, what's up, Purple Herb again? Listen, Capcom said more RE4 promotion. Capcom said RE announcements. Going to be interesting RE showcase. Yeah, I mean, dude, whenever they do that, I think all this is kind of leading up to an inevitable showcase and demo as they get, you know, get the wheels moving here. We might find out what happens to Ashley. We might actually get a scene maybe when they come back and, like, they return home. Like, that'd be really fucking cool to see, guys. Like, I don't know. Just do something different with it if you're going to add to it, because then they can still escape on a jet ski or whatever the hell they escape on. We don't know yet. But what's up, Snazzy? Says, I'm going to savor every moment while running through my first playthrough, going to try and explore every nook and cranny. Yeah, that's why I want to record my first playthrough and definitely get that on the record and have it, you know, and really get those reactions. LOL Love says, people less agree to call him Bullhead. Yeah, Bullhead or just Shithead. No. I cannot wait to see the Regenerators. Yeah, Regenerators, I am stoked. I cannot wait for that. That's going to be killer. Kyle likes how they made it mostly the same because it'll make surprise enemies and moments that much more surprising. Yeah, and I'm sure they'll switch things up a little bit. Emmanuel says we can finally see Wesker in the RE engine. Yes, I am excited to see Wesker return. Obviously, he didn't make an appearance in the mainline game in the original, but with Separate Ways, he did, and that'd be really cool to see Separate Ways and also Ada, because love me some Ada. I want to go get this game already. I want to get it, says Spinchy Greens. I want the game. It needs to come out. Evan says, hey, it looks like the cowhead guy swings at Leon. Some kind of button prompt shows up. Think you can parry attack? That's a good question, because if we go back here, when he comes in, where does he come in? Right about now. Let's play it. Let's see if there's... When does he come in? Turns around. All right, now he's coming in. You gotta stab him for the... Oh, evade. Yeah. If you see this right here, R3 to evade. R3. There it is, chat room. So that's how you can evade. So I think that's just the evade, not like the actual like parry button, but it looks like you can evade there. They just showed him taking the L. Let's see. Yeah, hopefully Raz leads to Code Veronica. We'll see. If they make RE5 remake before Code Veronica, I'm going to be mad. Well, Masai, we'll see. Never say never for anything at this point. I think this will be successful, and they'll move on to another, obviously mainline game, I'm sure, and a remake of something else. Code Veronica, fingers crossed, Maybe he throws knives in this game. Yeah, that would be interesting, right? If they did something like that. We know there's multiple knives as well. We'll see what happens. Let's see. Nice to see the reused animations for the villagers. For once, they've made some new animations. Yeah, it's cool that they really did that. And I love the design of the Ganados. Like the female Ganados, the male Ganados, the parasites, the dogs. Like everything looks dope. The eyes, the detail in the RE engine is pretty good. I think it's sick how they have an option for OG music. The music in the original was underrated. Oh, man, I think it's definitely gotten a lot of love over the years. People don't really talk about RE4 soundtrack as much as the originals. I would agree. But it has bangers. It has so much good songs on it, and I agree. I love the fact that they have the option for an original soundtrack swap. That is really cool. Very similar to RE2. Steve, she has like, I don't know. It's like stockings on. I don't fucking know what the fuck she has. Not just a skirt. She has like, pants and a skirt, kind of like what they did with Jilly. What's up, Sib Studios in the house? Photo mode would be nice. What's up, Lauren says, I need the demo so much as I need air. Yes, it's important. Do you think we'll get separate ways, says Dragon Ball? Yes. I think Ada will definitely be in, and I think she still deserves her own chapters, you know what I mean? And to show that side of the story. So we got Brandon in the house. Says, I can't wait for the violence this game's going to give us. Yes, they did promise that, Brandon. What's up, fellow YouTube member and brother in the house? What's up, man? Yeah, the gore is here, man. I mean, the one thing that they mentioned in the Game Informer article was that this game is going to be very gory, and they're going to keep the deaths, and the ESRB definitely leads to that, so that's really cool. Ty says the Krauser knife parry would be insane. Yes, can't wait to see that. X in the house, what's up? Thunders Productions, what's up, brother? Joshua, Thunders Productions also longtime supporter and member as well. Shout out to Thunders. I like seeing all my members in here. I want to see all the members show the emojis. Show off the emojis right now. Show that you're here. We do have that membership as well. You can get exclusive shows, polls, start. And Thunder's coming in with the $10 Canadian. Says the new footage got me extra hype. I'm loving the new stuff they added so far. Hell yes. This is getting everyone excited, and we can't wait to see what that demo is going to in store, which I'm sure it's going to be, the village, little section like in the original demo. So that'll be really cool. Solid Fire's here. When Leon says, they're coming, get behind me. Now that, whew. Yeah, there's a whole dynamic here with Ashley that's different. They have those different, kind of different way they kind of reworked Ashley and the mechanics where, you click in the stick to command her to not hide because she can't actually hide in a dumpster or hide away. She has to kind of stay away, or he says, come on. So she either stays away from combat, but you still have to worry about her getting picked up. But she can also finally climb down ladders, and she can finally climb up ladders, and she can, do co-op kind of like RE5 type things where you can actually boost her up to get items or to cross certain paths. So, can you upgrade all your knives or just the main one? I think, I mean, since there's multiple knives, I would imagine that you can upgrade all the knives, but I don't know. Let's see. Yep, the R3 button prompt. That's what we're on here. Let's see. Livia says, true, just like Manhunt 1. Damn. What if there's two different endings? Oh, no. Well, the overtime can, that could, that's always in the original. But that's not gonna happen again. Or will it? No, I'm just kidding. What will Revelations 3 be about? Or what if Revelations 3 was about Steve? It's not going to be about Steve. But even Callie's like, it's not going to be about Steve. Callie's to my left. She's like, no. Wishful thinking, but you can hold out for Steve in a Code Veronica remake. Callie does not like Steve. But, Rev 3, I mean, I would like to see Revelations 3. I would like to see another spin-off again. You know, it's something where there definitely is room for that, but I don't know, like room for a Rev 3, not so much Steve. But I think there should be some kind of spin-off game, and I don't really know which character they could continue to tell, especially continuing after Rev 2. I don't know. Yeah, maybe early March, Evan, we'll see. Appreciate the emojis with the members here. Lauren K says, the game has side quests, so I'm confident separate ways. Yeah, side quests are a big thing. We do know the medallion hunt does return, and we also know that the side missions will help you with getting gear and ammo and stuff that you have to grab throughout the journey here. Yeah, really can't wait to get our hands on it. Sib Studios, I agree. This thing is going to be awesome. This is definitely, clearly, the most anticipated game for me this year. And I love Callisto Protocol. I love Dead Space. You know what I mean? Like, those are great survival horror games that we got. But this is going to be, like, my most anticipated one. You know? I definitely liked... I don't want to say love. I loved Callisto. I liked Callisto a lot. I still give it an 8 out of 10. Dead Space, I really liked as well. But I love Resident Evil. Like, so this is like, that's kind of what I meant to say is I love Resident Evil. So this is like clearly going to take the cake for me, regardless of what anyone says and how this looks. This looks badass. Some Sweet Trim says, if they do any bosses, I take the Lava Room Gigantes. Would you have taken them out? Or the Gigante? Man, I don't know. Right? It's almost like that fight, yeah, you know, it's always weird because you have to do the one, like you can pull the lever and then drop the one, and then you can't get his treasure, and then you can't drop the second one in there, you just have to fight the second one. That one was always kind of odd for me. I wouldn't be mad if they just kind of took that out and maybe they could put 2 in there, but maybe have a bigger arena, like make it like, you know, not just so much like a lava room, but maybe like something in between where you go into the caves. I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling here with that stuff. Let's see here. We also have, love this right here. I love the scope, by the way. It's just so dope. We're just going to play this back again as I read. If you can only use the knife to beat the game, I wonder if you can mostly stealth the game. I would imagine that would make it a little bit easier. You know, we'll see. Brandon said, bro, the textures in Leon's compression shirt is dope. Yeah, it's his outfit's awesome. I can't wait to see the other outfits that hopefully they have, the RPD outfit and the classic Mafia outfit. The collector's edition costumes look pretty good, but I would like to see the other ones return as well. Another weapon besides the bolt thrower BM, possibly, but honestly, I think most of them is going to be familiar weapons that we've seen before because RE4 already had such a big arsenal, but maybe we'll get a couple more in there. You know what I mean? Why not? Especially because, you know, they already have different stealth in here, so maybe they can have another gun in there that works, but between the crossbow and the knife, that's all you really need for the stealth, it seems, but Rev 3 starring Billy, right? Thunder says, I can't, in the Steve voice. Sam does not like Steve. Says, I hope they make him better in the remake. Yeah, there's always room for that, and his voice acting won't be as bad. Let's see. Steve is suffering. Resident Evil is going to be open world. Well, this one's going to be more, not open world, but it's definitely going to have an expansive map, something you can actually, you know, backtrack and do side missions and stuff like that. And I think that's cool where they open it up, but not too much. You know what I mean? Kind of like how they did it with, you know, connecting stuff in Village here. Doug says RE7 had the most attention to detail with the demo and extra content. They should copy that formula. I agree, Doug. That demo rollout process was awesome. It was refreshing. I like the fact that we were trying to figure out what to do with the dummy finger together, you know, in that demo. It was pretty much like us trying to just find out what we can push with that demo. And then they would have updates and everything like that. So, yeah, I agree. That was probably one of my favorite demo rollout processes for RE. I already called off from my job for RE4. Good man. Good man. That was from Emmanuel here. Unruly says, there is no Dead Space or Callisto without RE4, so yes, this takes the top spot. Yes, absolutely. I mean, RE any day, all day, every day. Joshua says, yo, Anthony, I was worried about after seeing some gameplay. I'm slowing, getting more hyped. Yeah, man. Petition for Steve in RE3 remake for Carlos makeover. No, Lauren, no. No. Purple Herb says, are you hoping to see the Hook Man? That's a good question, right? Because some people were wondering if they're going to bring back the Hook Man, and if that was going to be a thing. And I don't know if they're going to bring him back. That'd be cool if they brought him back in obviously a non-paranormal, not coming out of a painting way. That'd be kind of cool. I think it'll get PSVR support 2 down the line. I don't think it will be day one. I know Village is going to be on February 22nd. That's when that comes out with the PSVR. But did you guys hear Sony is literally they're literally stopping they're not going to produce as many. They're halting, like they're slowing down the production because of bad pre-orders and slow pre-order numbers for the PSVR 2. Maybe it's because you're charging almost $600 fucking dollars to get a fucking PSVR 2. But anyway, that's neither here or there, right? Let's see. What if the Bullhead is basically a beta version of the RE5 Magini Executioner? That's a good one. Yeah, I mean the Executioner obviously had the more like spiky hammer, where this guy just looks like he has a big ass hammer. And obviously he had like, you know, the Executioner had like the pins coming out of his head and shit like that. Yeah, I mean it could. I mean obviously with RE5 remake, it's something that's still on the table. I still like RE5, you know what I mean? And I think they can have something cool with the Executioner. Sam wants them to take the lava room out as well. Thunder says the TMP is low-key a great gun. I love the TMP. Steve wants a flamethrower. It could happen. What's up, Matthew Kilburn? Another member in the house. What's up, brother? If you rate Callisto Protocol 8 out of 10, then you're going to rate RE4 Remake at 10. I mean, dude, I'm gonna be definitely through the roof for this for sure, because I have a special place for RE4. Obviously, like my favorite Resident Evil game of all time is Resident Evil 3, Nemesis, the original, and that, you know, obviously the trilogy is the holy trilogy right there, and you have the remake as well. I still think Resident Evil Remake 2002 is the best remake ever made of all time, best remake. Because I like Resident Evil with fixed camera angles, right? And for me, Resident Evil 1 Remake is a 10 out of 10. So, we'll see. I'm going to see what I'm going to like everything, obviously, because I do like, you know, all the Resident Evils that we've been getting, so I know I'm going to like it. But I'm obviously going to go through the roof for this game. Like, I'm going to be super excited. This brings me back to 2005, you know what I mean, immediately. So, just like how every Resident Evil brings you back to when you first played it, or back to when it came out, wherever you were with release. You only slow me down, says Shy Boy. Side topic, but I'm pretty hyped for Hogwarts. You know, again, it's Resident Evil time. Fuck it. Did they say Bullhead is the only new enemy that was added? They said that in the article, that there is going to be more enemies than just Cowhead. But apparently, in this video, they just said the one, which is like, you know, obviously just something where they could easily have another curveball. They just don't want to show you. You know what I mean? I got you, Doug. Do you think the rain will look better in the gameplay? I mean, the rain looks fine, man. I don't have a problem with the rain. I know people were crying about rain, but I think it's fine. I think it's fine. We still have 220 people in here and only 130 likes, so smash that like button, smack it, subscribe if you're new, if you're coming in here, and we're getting this RE4 party started. More exploration would be great. I think we'll get that, Sam. Yeah, I wonder, Gink, if there's going to be a silencer. That's a good question. Also, for anyone, the pre-order Steelbook, it looks like they fixed it and it's back up. Okay, so Evan, that makes a great point. So guys, go on Best Buy. They are offering that Steelbook. It's back in stock. You can pre-order it. You get a free Steelbook when you pre-order it through Best Buy. And I think you can individually get it as well, or at least that's how it was when it first went up. But yes, that's a good point, Evan. Thank you for that call out. Horror Fan says, it feels like a true RE game. RE Village just didn't feel, or it felt like, RE Village felt like a spin-off, says Horror Fan. This just feels like epic and actually scary. Yeah, I mean, RE4, at least with the horror, even though it obviously went different, it went a different route with the horror from the original, it still felt very much grounded, and it didn't have that, like, you know, gothic horror, and it didn't, you know, have paranormal stuff like Evelyn, you know, coming into the fray. So, yeah. Unorthodox thinks the rain looks bad. You know, it is. I don't think. I don't really think so. I mean, but to each their own, right? If we're gonna talk about rain, I think we're focusing on the wrong things. Let's see here. Matthew says, just beat my Dead Space remake, so ready for RE4. Hell yeah, man. I really enjoyed Dead Space. I wouldn't take anything out, just make it better. That's what it seems like they're trying to do. They're just trying to switch it up and not take anything out. The first time seeing the Executioner, says Unorthodox, yeah, that was dope. Especially co-op. You know, playing that co-op is awesome. Some Sweet Dream says $600? I better get a warm cup of milk and a happy ending along with it. Well, buddy, you know, they're not going to be doing that. So they're going to be taking your money and adding, you know, however many games they want to their library, because, you know, they gotta beef up that library for the VR, because that one for PSVR 1 was awful. Obviously, RE7 was good. You know, Doom VR was pretty cool. They had the Until Dawn one, you know, but like there was only a real like handful of games, RE7 included, and Village will be cool in VR no matter what, but is it worth $600 right out of the gate? No, I don't think so. I don't think the PSVR 2 is worth it, and I think if Sony is slowing down production because sales aren't well, that's good. We're doing our job. Let's not buy it. Let's vote with our wallets, and that's what you should do as a consumer and a fan of any of these companies like Sony or Microsoft or Nintendo, like the big dogs with these consoles. Vote with your wallet. Do you think they'll remix the Serenity Save Room theme? Says Go Beach. Yeah, I mean, I think they'll have something that sounds very similar, or maybe just kind of you know, remix it. I love the OG themes though, so obviously I might just keep the original on, but I'm gonna obviously, like, I'll play the first time round with the, or even second time round with the new soundtrack, see how I feel, see how I like it. I'll even listen to the soundtrack too. That's what I like to do. Like, I'll just listen to the Resident Evil soundtracks when they come out. Like, I like listening to the music. That kind of stuff's awesome. So, and I like collecting the soundtracks on vinyl, so that's a whole nother thing. Oh, like tripwires and stuff like that, Dragon Ball? Yeah, I don't know what traps, if they were going to do any traps, but stealth kills with knives and a crossbow, it's fine. Jack says the VR information was debunked, actually. Guy that reported that is known for misspreading info about all three gaming companies. Well, if that's the case, it's one of those things where regardless of that, regardless of, like, you know, the production of the PSVR, that's still a lot of money. That's the price of a console, you know? And I think you should just get the new console with that money if you haven't yet. Not you specifically, Jack, but anyone that's listening. Because obviously PS5s are, you know, you can find them. They're always in stock. They're always online now. They're easily accessible to order. And that money at least goes towards an Xbox or, you know, a PlayStation console instead of getting a VR unit, you know. Now, I have the Oculus that you guys, you know, helped out and supported with the channel, and I got thanks to you guys. Something like that. That was worth it because that was, you know, before the price hike, it was even something where, again, that was not bad for having everything all inclusive. But there's still problems with, like, you know, the store compatibility and stuff like that. But I like the MetaQuest from what I played of RE4 VR. Obviously, I streamed it for you guys. Don't worry about the rain, BM. I would not worry about this. Mercenaries is going to be top tier. Purple Herb, yes. I don't know. Oh, the Steelbook sold out. Rough. Well, again, maybe they'll have it in store when it drops, because Best Buy usually gets a lot of stuff to have on hand. But who knows, though, nowadays, because, again, it's been a little bit since I've worked there. You know, I used to work at Best Buy for, 6 years. So I used to know how they ran stuff, but obviously now I don't know if they're going to be like, Steelbooks immediately all go to online sales, and then nothing is in store for people that actually want to come in and buy stuff. I think them adding the Bullhead because the section needed something new means they already have a good spread of new enemies in other sections. Yeah, I mean, that's what's interesting, right? Like, they probably have some other new enemies in there, but they probably just wanted to add another one to punch it up. And that's possibly what's going on, because, again, the Game Informer referenced multiple things. Dead Pit. Wes, what's going on, brother? We got CK in the house. Good to see you, man. Sorry, I just got to your comment. I'm trying to get through them here. Thank you so much, man. We got Dead Pit in the house. Definitely one of the my influences, going into content creation when I was on the YouTube between Dead Pit and old school James Rolfe and all that stuff. Very influential to me. So shout out to Dead Pit. Dead Pit on Patreon, Dead Pit on YouTube, Horror Talk Radio, the originators of Horror Talk Radio before all this horror movie community stuff was booming and people were doing all that stuff. They did the original Horror Talk Radio. So shout out to Dead Pit there. They deserve the plug always. And Cashbox says, Steelbook is not for individual sale. Well, damn. Again, when it first went up, it was available for individual sale. But I don't know what is going on now. Obviously, I know it's included with the pre-order, so maybe when you pre-order it, it will appear in the cart, or it will automatically be added on checkout. Just let me know, guys, in the comments here. We got BM. Let's see. You think we can fish or do other ingredients? Yeah, I mean, I think the fishing or getting the fish will still be there. And they also says you have to collect like 3 different snakes for one of the side things. So I think they'll have some kind of element, maybe of not hunting, but being able to get the fish and stuff like that. Let's see here. Robert says, crazy idea. Maybe the cowhead enemy is Dr. Salvador's brother, and he's getting revenge on defeating him. That'd be kind of funny if there was some, like, Ganado family beef that just starts trickling down. But I think there's going to be... I don't know how they're going to connect it. They might just make it to where... They didn't even really give him a name in this... gameplay here. They just called him Cowhead, which I thought was awesome. Like, I just think that's funny. So, I called him Bullhead because, again, the Game Informer article called it a bullhead. But now, from the art dude, he's saying it's called Cowhead. So, you know what? It's Cowhead. Let's see. I don't think I'll be replacing it. It just seemed like BM that they just wanted to add more to that. Let's see here. Well, so Doug, I actually did co-op with Ro recently. Probably about 2 months ago, I jumped in. Me and Andy from Biohazard Declassified. We went into an Outbreak stream with them and streamed it for the night, and that was really fun. It was the first time that me and JJ did something together in a long time. The last time I did something with JJ, he was on the episode of the Let's Talk Resident Evil podcast, which is my podcast on here, and that was when the RE7 demo, I think, was like out. So yeah, we're gonna do some more collaboration stuff in the upcoming future. Maybe some more live streams. We'll see. But yes, that will be more fun to do, more collaboration. They say Krauser in the opening scene. Yeah, a lot of people were saying that he was in the opening scene there. What's up with Wesker? We don't know yet. Scott Wiley, what's up? Says, looks absolutely dope. I can't see how it could be bad now. They just improved things. Exactly. I mean, I from what I'm seeing, I'm liking this. It's not like I'm seeing the new enemy or the gameplay and I'm like, what is that? You know what I mean? It looks pretty inviting to old fans and new fans. I mean, that's safe to say. They definitely are trying with this. And let's see. Individual Steel says it's not for sale, but if you pre-order the game, it shows as included. At least it did for me. Well, there you go, Evan. So if you guys pre-order from Best Buy and you add it to your cart, then it's included in there, so you're guaranteed one. That's cool. Yeah, I'm sure they'll make a lot for them, especially if they're making it a pre-order bonus, as long as, you know, Best Buy doesn't, you know, fuck over the the customers, which they've done before. So, let's see. Jack says, yeah, here in Australia, it costs close to $1,000 for the PSVR 2 with a game or two. Definitely for a very niche selection, and I think people will wait for a price drop because, yeah, it's not cheap. Yeah, dude. I mean, you could build a PC with like a little bit more dough than $1,000. Like, you know, I built my first PC, this PC that I'm on, for like $1,200, right? Give or take. And I've added, obviously, I've upgraded through the years. But you could build a PC with that chunk of change. Come on. He seems to be stronger, BM. You know, the cowhead. He seems to be stronger. So we'll see how that works with the different enemies that they throw in there. Like, will he return after the cabin section, or will it just be in this section we're seeing here? You know? Jack says, notice when it's raining, it's also dark. That's exactly when you return through the village section, and it's dark in the OG. Further supports that what they said about keeping it faithful. Yeah, and to be honest with you, like, I think when people are playing it on their consoles, they're playing it on their TVs or monitors, like, I think it's going to look fine. It doesn't even look that bad here. I really don't know. Again, you could say what you want, whatever your opinions are of this stuff is fine, but I don't think the rain looks bad. But what's up, Owen in chat? He's looking forward to RE4. Thinks it's looking good. Nikita, I think we'll get Wesker for sure. I just think he might be showing up at the end, or maybe separate ways. Because the way they made it seem like they're handling the story in the game Informer magazine was that they wanted to keep this main story stuff pretty much close to how it was in the original. They didn't really want to change much. They just wanted to add a little bit more about the characters and still keep the characters true to themselves. You know what I mean? So, some Sweet Trim says, I always had a pet peeve with the gun, SFX and Capcoms. It sound like toys, but that shotgun, it looks like it greatly improved since DMC5. I haven't actually heard any sound effects from that, but I don't know. I didn't have a problem with a lot of the punchiness or the crunchiness of the gun sound effects there, but I think that they'll have some kind of, you know, some nice variety of sounds. And no problem, CK over at Dead Pit, anytime, man. And thanks for always coming out and supporting, and really appreciate what you guys do always. And Shy Boy says, House of the Dead remake. I liked House of the Dead. You know, the remake. It was fun. It could have ran a lot better. It could have looked a lot better too. But that was obviously more of like a you know, a direct one-for-one there. I don't think they'll do that, Hanser. No RPG crap here. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't ask for a demo during the interview. That's true, but I think it's because they try to have, you know, they try to keep things like the demo for their events, for their, like, this is our event, this is our coverage, you know? And that's how they seem to have dropped it ever since they've done the events, of course. Obviously, in the past, it was a different rollout. Nikita says, it's Cowman. Yeah, Cowman. Cowman, Cowhead, whatever you want to call him. Like Lisa Trevor. Yeah, Dragon Ball. Lisa Trevor is something that was added into the original, or I'm sorry, not in the original, in the remake rather, over the original. And that was the one difference, is they added Lisa Trevor in the remake. They added sections that, you know, couldn't be shown in the original, or stuff they cut, right? Like even the graveyard. It's mentioned on the back of the RE1 case, the graveyard, right? Where's the graveyard in the original? It's not there. Lisa Trevor's not in the original. Crimson Heads aren't in the original, but they were able to put them in and inject them into the remake and made it, you know, just expanded, and it worked. Great White says, yellow gems that you get from the merchant looks like gems from RE1 remake, where you put them in the box and get the key item. I wonder if they'll be the same with or if there'll be the same box with resources. I don't know. I mean, I think they'll just be, you know, jewels added to that. You know what I mean? I think the treasure map will be interesting to see what they do with the treasure map, you know. The Outbreak 2 stream was cool. Thanks, Thunder's Production. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Can this be played in first person? Yes, Sully, but only on the VR 2, which I don't know if that's going to get support day 1. Maybe we'll find out more. RWK in the house. What's up, brother? Game Informer did call the bullhead enemy Minotaur. Yeah, but the thing is that even what he says here, he says that it's not a Minotaur because he didn't want the character to be that mythical. So he even says it right here. He says, so the background of creating this character wasn't that we just wanted to add a new character. It says here that the character was created later in development. And it says that there was parts that we wanted to make a different enemy. And then, where did you say here? Conversation with the gameplay side where we needed this type of new enemy. So again, he was added a lot later. And again, they're trying to kind of throw down that, like, it wasn't just in there for the sake of throwing it in there. They really felt that it was, again, something to add more of a human-like character. So that's why he just has a cow's head over his head, and he's not like a Minotaur. So he's not called Minotaur, but I know that the magazine did talk about that, right? Like it was a Minotaur-esque like being, but it's not a Minotaur because according to this guy, he did not want that to be in there because that's like too mythical. And they wanted it to fit the more religious-inspired themes, which is from the Los Illuminados, right? And they said that like the animal and the deer head and stuff like that have been in past Resident Evil games would be a good fit to actually have that on there. Yeah, see, yeah, right here. This is where it is. Whenever Jesse's gonna make a cameo in front of 200 people. Ready? Look, Jesse.
Oh, he's a meow.
Look, Jesse. Come on. Look at the camera. Look at the camera.
Here,
No, he's shy. He's shy.
I lift up his head.
He's
There's a
shy.
big assy Matty.
He's Jesse. This is Jesse. But let's see here. What did he say? I just had it. Maybe it's after this. There's decorations.
こういうのをかぶせて、まあ、敵にしようかなというところからスタートできてはいなんでしょうね。
Here it is.
で
This is the start of the character. In most games, if you had a cowhead enemy, it would be a Minotaur type, right? Is that what he says? It'd probably be like a Minotaur, a creature that has a cowhead. So they just kind of wanted to make it not so mythical and make it more grounded, which is cool. Like that's always a cool thing to have that go on there. So we have. Did you see Hunnigan's radio calls? No, I didn't. I did not see the radio calls. Was that in this video or is that in a different video? So we'll see. Yeah, Lisa Trevor was a really sad story. I agree. The cowhead, I don't think it's going to be like anything from Village. I think it's going to be very Las Plagas like and Ganado like. So if the cow woman is like Lisa Trevor, he must have several mutated faces. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. That's so stupid, Justin Bird. That's so dumb. Christine, what's up? It says, just got here. What did I miss? I did a gameplay breakdown earlier in the beginning of the stream, and here I am now talking about pretty much just everything we saw and just kind of reading through the chats. The rain will mess up the bitrate for streaming. Oh my god.
Can we stop talking about the rain?
Well, no, this is what other idiots online are saying, and I just like, you know, not you guys in the chat. There's people that they have an audience and they want to, you know, just bitch about everything. But dude,
do you think they're not gonna flush out the rain?
I mean, even then, it's like, dude, like we didn't even play the game yet. Like the game's not even done. Like, bro. Give it a chance.
We gotta see.
Give it a fucking chance.
gotta-
And even for what I'm seeing, like, I'm not like, oh, the raindrop spectacle didn't land on Leon's hair like I wanted it to. Like, I'm shooting fucking infected people. You know what I mean? Like, it's a game about BOWs here. I mean, and Las Plagas and parasite infected people. So, you know, come on. Dream says the game looks incredible. I agree, man. Lane the Lion says, do you think U3 will be like the baby in Village? I think U3 will still have that cage section. I think it will all be connected to his fight in kind of one sequence. Like, I think maybe you'll actually get to finish him off in the cage, maybe, and instead of going to that little platform. I don't know what they'll do with U3. Yeah, not sure what they're doing with that, Owen, with that addition. Not sure. Nikita says the game looks fire. What's up, Jay's channel? What will you buy first? A, and then your comment cut off, BM. I don't know what you said. U3 was the shit scary stealth section where you had to go around the warehouse flicking switches to open the door to escape. That'd be interesting, right? Like, trying to actually hide from them because you don't fight them until you actually get to the platform. That'd be interesting. Nikita about the RE4 Remake Deluxe. A Minotaur would squash this cowhead. That's true, right? Let's see. Sully says, I'm not buying the VR shit. I've really fell in love with the first-person Resident Evil since, and I like that they've given the option. Yeah, it's good to have an option. You know what I mean? I think RE9 could easily have the option of first and third person, easily. So we'll see. What's up, Tricell HQ? Great White says, do you think the bolt thrower you'll have to craft explosive bolts and upgrade to find them? I think you might have to upgrade to find them or mix certain stuff together, materials together to get the explosive rounds, and then maybe the normal bolts you can just like either trade or you can just buy. You know, we'll see. There could be fire. There could be. That's another thing you said. Cowhead will have a special plaga, maybe, or it also could have like a different like final form, I guess, maybe like a parasite actually coming out of the cowhead. That would be interesting. Screenshot on Twitter about Hunnigan. Yeah, I did see that. I did see the I put up some of the screenshots in an earlier video I put out today, and Hunnigan was in that. Yeah, exactly, Thunders. There's no issue. It's just people bitching. It's not a game about the rain, says Cam MMA. Yeah, right? What's up, Cam? Good to see you in here, man. I think there's footage, Leon, in the castle. Yeah, I think we'll get more footage as the next couple weeks come out. You know what I mean? Quinn Grimm says it looks good. Jack says, Anthony, I'm just going to say it. Anyone complaining about the rain? These are people that are looking for something to moan about. People love to complain these days. There's always people waiting to moan. Exactly, Jack. We were just talking about that on the Game Complainers last night. And, you know, if you guys don't know about the Game Complainers, we do it every Wednesday night. Me, Perry, and Frank. And we were just talking about this. Like, people always just like to complain and bitch about shit. So it's one of those things where it's like you're always going to have... it never ends online. And especially being in the content creation YouTube space, you learn that quickly. That there's like not... And it's never your fans, your diehard fans that are always there. Like you guys. It's always like random people that are just like stumbling in. That aren't part of your community. That are just like, what the fuck? So... do you think if we shoot Luis in the cabin scene, he'll kill us like in the old game? Yeah, I think so. I think they should add that. Why not, right? Like he'll just turn on you and you'll get that special death scene. There might be some more new weapons. We'll see, Justin. Also, with Ian, he says, I'm interested in the island, interested in the military island. Now, with that and the military island, I would say... they said they're going to rework it. They're not cutting it. So I would hope that maybe they add more, you know, stealth and horror into that as well. Because that is when the action and kind of the pendulum kind of swings to the action a little bit, you know. Screwed up essay doesn't like the roundhouse kick. He says, wish it was more like the OG where it was like a mid-body kick. Yeah, I mean... it's still kind of cool that he gets the roundhouse with the knife, you know what I mean? Or at least he gets to use that knife and throw it in there. I thought that was pretty cool.
Nice.
The Code Veronica remake reign. Yeah, that's when they'll complain, right? Nick, fellow member Nick, longtime supporter, coming in with the $10 super chat. Thank you, Nick. Hope you're enjoying this RE4 remake goodness that we're getting here with all this gameplay. What copy did you manage to pre-order? Well, I got the collector's edition. And we'll see what happens with that. I have my Xbox copy pre-ordered for the collector's edition. Fingers crossed. I don't know if that will actually. It's all at the mercy of GameStop and if that will come in, but we'll see. RW Kiss is taking it easy on me, Aunt.
Most of these medicines are from Umbrella.
What's up, Resident Dr. Evil? So sorry I'm late, but I showed up at a good time. Yeah, I'm just kind of doing the chat. The breakdown of all the gameplay that you're seeing here in the video was done earlier, so now I'm just kind of running it in the background while I read the chat and see how you guys are feeling about this. And let me see here. Cameron May says, I love the fact that he has a flashlight. It brings more realism. Yeah, I always like that, especially, because they can do more with the lighting and in darker areas. It's really cool. Let's see. Great White says, what gun are you looking forward to the most? I'm personally hoping to get the semi-auto shotgun. I can't wait for the bolt action, the semi-auto. I can't wait to see the striker come back. Obviously, the Red 9, that's default. I can't wait to use the Punisher, the Blacktail. Man, all the LTRE blaster, hopefully that comes back too. What will you buy first from the merchant? I guess it depends on what's available, right? I don't think I'll keep the default handgun unless it's, really good, Because one of the rules in the OG RE4 is, just get rid of the default handgun, or at least that's what most people do, and just go for something else. So, we'll see. Yeah, they definitely have confidence, and it's showing a lot of footage. I agree. Ty says, in my personal opinion, the whole segment with the rain looks really good. I don't understand how people think it looks like shit. Yeah, I think it looks good. Purple Herb with the $4.99 says, there you go, Nick. Let's get these super chats going, says Purple Herb. There you go. So we have the super chat train going here, started by Nick. Or Thunder's, really. Thunder's really kicked it off this stream. And, of course, you members are here hanging out. I really appreciate that. So I love the new interactions with Ashley and the backtracking, says George. Purple Herb says, I'm not digging the voice of Luis. It sounds different in the trailer from the gameplay. It does sound a little bit different in the, because we're hearing him talk. But I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it just yet. I definitely liked his original portrayal, without a doubt. But let's just wait and see. I definitely like his design. I like the design of Luis as well. So, and I gotta take a drink. 1 second. I'm going off. I'm going off the rails, chat room. I'm getting excited, chat room. We got Thunder's production with another $5 Canadian. Appreciate that, brother. Thank you for continuing the super chat. Super chat train. See, I can't talk.
Let's try. Ready, start.
Good old Wawa. Coming in clutch. Let's see here. George says, it's heavy rain, guys. The weather can be crazy sometimes. Tricel says, can we hunt fish for health? I think so. I think we'll be able to do some fishing, do some Leon fishing, and kill some snakes along the way. I don't know if they'll drop eggs this time. We'll see. Here's a thought. This is from Jack here. He says, this is for Anthony in the chat. What if Ada kills Luis, not Sadler, in the game? Maybe he threatens to reveal her involvement with Wesker to Leon, and she ends up shooting him before he tells Leon. That'd be interesting. That'd be very, very dark. But it would be not so out of character for Ada to do things to benefit herself. But in the original, she really kind of, she kind of liked Luis. It was one of those things where she envied when she didn't have that connection to anything, and she was just kind of, floating around, not being tied down to anything with Wesker or anything like that back in the old days. So she did kind of, she didn't really want to kill him, but she definitely wanted to make sure that she was able to get what she wanted from him. But that'd be a very interesting turn to see that, you know. Yeah, I mean, it's inevitable, Joshua. You're going to have people that are always going to compare it to the original, but it's just a matter of them trying to, have, some kind of comparison, right? And you're going to compare it immediately. But I think a lot of people also prefer a lot of the remakes as opposed to the originals just because of their style or what they prefer. Obviously, I'm always the biggest fans of the original trilogy, like I said earlier. Yeah, Ty, I agree. I mean, I think it looks fine. The RE engine looks fine. Ian says the stealth and Ashley are my biggest worries in the new game. I was more afraid playing as Ashley. I don't think they'll do a bad job. I'm just worried it's not going to. I'm worried I'm going to be a scaredy cat, says Ian. Well, that's the thing. I think if they want to increase a level of vulnerability or having a way for Ashley to actually defend herself with stealth or with some kind of something that she can do. Wimmick says, yes, the Tommy gun. The Chicago typewriter needs to come back. Jack says, honestly, the most anticipated for the island, to be honest, just the fact that you know that the game's going to turn up the scariness up to 20 for that area. I hope so. I really hope so, because that would be a missed opportunity if they kind of kept it more half and half. I would even if they did half and half, that'd probably be more than what they did in the original. Now, of course, the island in the original had the regenerators, and that was really the main horror factor on that island, which is my favorite part of the island. So bring back the regenerators, the Iron Maidens. Let's do it. Kamame is going to get another copy for the late night release. Like it. We got John Lemley, one of the biggest and longtime supporters of this channel, donating $9.99. Thank you so much, brother. And fellow supporter, thank you so much. And member, thank you. Thank you, man. Really appreciate that. Hope you're liking the content and, of course, the RE4 remake goodness that we got here. Blacktail and Striker, says Brandon Lewis. He's excited. You think the water hall will return?
Let's try.
Oh, with the cranks?
Ready, start.
Definitely. Thunders with another 5, dude. Or no. Yeah. Did I? Yeah, I don't know if I counted this out or I shouted this out. I shouted out John Lemley's, but I don't know if I did Thunders. Thunders, thank you for the $5 Canadian. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate the support. Want to make sure I catch everyone's super chats and comments here. Unruly says, I hope that they dial back the action a bit more. They kept the ridiculous physics from the OG. Sorry, but no human being on Earth can be roundhouse kicking a group of people to fly 10 feet. Well, again, they want to show that Leon is still experienced and, he's obviously more stronger. The game has to be a game, right? Even in the original, roundhousing that many dudes and suplexing that many, no one can do that. Leon is a superhero, you know what I mean, in these games, because the game has to be that way to a certain extent, right? But it doesn't have to be like something where it's I guess if you want something that's more scaled back a little bit, that would be the RE2 Leon, right? When he wasn't as experienced. But now they're trying to show his progression as, someone that's being more of a badass. But at the same time, they do want to make this horror more grounded, right? So maybe they won't have as many silly things in the remake. We don't know yet. We haven't seen it, but I know what you're saying, but I just wanted to also say that as well. Let's see here. Wish the flashlight was toggable. I don't know. We don't know if you can toggle it yet. They haven't talked about it. We'll see. Demo could be an older build, definitely. Doug says there's going to be a natural difference between to learn in cutscenes and live gameplay. Yeah, I mean, everything's seamless now, right? So it's like the cutscenes even back then were really seamless. The way they did it with wouldn't have to cut away to a full motion video or something like that. BM's not a fan of Luis. Nick says, I gotta run. Gotta watch this at work tomorrow. Enjoy yourselves. Thank you so much, Nick. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for being a member still and supporting it. Really appreciate it. This interview was posted, Liquor Sandwich, welcome. NGS Linux, welcome, fellow members. This was posted on Game Informer on their YouTube page. And they're going to be releasing more stuff tomorrow, apparently. So there is more where that came from, chat room, apparently. So Jack says, I think they might have done the impossible here. Made a game that's better than the original RE4. Obviously, have to play the whole game to see, but This seems to be seems to be topping it in every way. Yeah, I mean, the one thing they said was that they looked at this as 2 years to develop the last version of RE4. Obviously, the original RE4 went through different cycles and scrapped versions, but they're talking about the final RE4 that we know as of today, the original, took 2 years to develop, is what they said in the interview. They said they felt that this was like adding 2 more years and stacking it on that development and expanding it and making it more. So they didn't want to take away what those 2 years of development did and what kind of paved that path. Now, that's what they were saying in the interview. Obviously, when we play the game, that's going to be, you know, us to judge. But that was just interesting for them to say this is technically like 4 years of development instead of 2, because we're kind of building on what was already there, that foundation that's there. And that's what they said. So we'll see. Great White's glad QTEs are gone. Another animal creature that you'd like to see? Oh, man. Something with a goat. Like a goat head, right? Like puts someone that either puts on a goat head or something. You know what I mean? They like the animal stuff. I don't know. You know, the animal horror mixes well with the Los Illuminados and the Las Plagas, so it works for me. Let's see. Do you think that this game will be the new GOAT, or do you think it will be better than the OG? I don't know, because every Resident Evil remake that I've played, you know, so far, besides Resident Evil Remake from GameCube 2002, I always prefer the originals. But that's just me. You know what I mean? It's just like, but I still like the remakes. I still obviously really love them. I think they're fantastic games. But I just like the original Resident Evils. I like the original style. I'm just a different kind of fan. And, you know, but we'll see. We'll see at the end of the day when I'm constructing everything, writing the review, sharing the experience with you guys, talking about it with you guys, where we'll be and you know, where I'll be at with that opinion. Jacked, welcome to S.T.A.R.S. Thank you, my friend, for signing up for a member, where you get to vote on exclusive polls. Now you get custom emojis and exclusive podcasts. The last one that I actually did was on Dead Space. So if you're on there, you can listen to me talk about Dead Space on Patreon or YouTube members. Thank you for that. Luis dialogue to Leon is cut scenes to live action. Oh, you mean like the actual cutscene? Yeah, like it might not be like him talking to Leon and then there's a cutscene. It might all happen seamlessly. We did see a little bit of a cutscene in the demo or in the other gameplay where Ashley walks up to them and he's holding Luis up against the wall. But it's going to obviously transition right to this. You know what I mean? Yes, GS Linux looks great. Really loving it. Resident Dr. Evil is happy the QTEs are gone. The Knights return. They could. I think they'll return. I think the knife fights will be all parry act, right? I think that's what it'll be. It'll be actual parry in game. I think the Krauser stuff will also be in game. You know what I mean? So where you actually have to like, you know, knife fight them in real time. I agree, Liquor Sandwich. I think weather effects look incredible. I don't really get the bitching. Let's get to 200 likes as Liquor Sandwich. Let's go. We got 182 likes and still have 200 people in here. Please smash that like button. I am going to go on for another 10 minutes here, guys, and then I got to run because I also have to post a video that I just recorded here. So, yes. So, let me get this rolling here because I actually want to, while that goes down. So I'll let some questions get in here. Cashbox says, great time to be an Ari fan. I agree. I agree. Let me know. Let's see. Another crazy one. You get a side quest where you get to go back to the farm and kill a group of enemies with different animal heads. Yeah, that would be interesting if they did something like that, you know? Do we get the Indiana Jones cart ride? That would be, yeah, the mine. I never really liked the mines. Like, as I got older, I didn't mind that part as much, but when it came out, I did not like that part. I would always dread the mine cart part. I'd be like, why this? But I don't know. It might still be in there. I don't know if it'll be as ridiculous though, but we'll see. It was very weird. Replacement for the novice. Sorry, I can't even say that. Navistadar. I can't. Again, all of it's Spanish, so I'm butchering it. Are you talking about? I'm trying to think who you're talking about here. I'm drawing a blank here. Let's see. This is from George, by the way. I want to make sure I have that up here. From George. Here we go. Navistaras. Navistaras are the bugs. Okay, the bugs. So, I think the bugs will be here. I think they'll be annoying as hell, but I think they'll be here. I think they're going to still keep them in there. I always hated them, though, the invisible bugs. Question, you don't think they'll get RE4 Remake Mercenaries so we can play Krauser and Albert Wesker? I think so. I think we'll be able to play them again in Mercenaries. That'll be awesome. This next month a bit is going to feel like several years. Can't come quick enough. I know. It's so dope that we get to have just another era of Resident Evil where there's a bunch of stuff coming out, because again, like 10 years ago, we were not in this position where we were getting stuff released like this, and there was a big, we didn't know what was going on. So it's great that we don't have that sense of uncertainty, Let's see here. Are we going to see the ballistics line? Maybe some overtime too. I don't know. I don't think, especially the overtime. I think that was like, very fucking random. But, I don't think she, I think it's like, I don't know. She can easily be still flirty with Leon. You know what I mean? But it's like, who knows? We'll see how she does. The footage before looks like you're in the castle. So you think this footage right here looks like the castle? It kind of looks like the castle, right? But it also kind of looks like a cabin, too. But he also says the village, the castle, many different situations, so I'm not sure. Looking at the door, though, it could be... I don't know. It could be a castle. It could be the cabin. Not sure. No dumpsters. I'm fine with that. I mean, they don't want you to put Ash... I mean, the dumpsters were very few and far between to throw her in that game. And I think for safekeeping, no. But that's the thing. They wanted it to make it to where, according to Game Informer, when they talked to them, they said they didn't want to make it to feel like Ashley would hide, because she wouldn't do that in the real situation. That wouldn't really be realistic. And they originally also wanted them to hold hands as they were running. But they thought that would make them too close. And that's why they scrapped it. So now you just say, come on. And then she follows you. Or you say, spread out. And she'll go like, off in the, wherever she has to go.
Off into the brush.
Are you going to try and take out the Chancellor guy for more money and treasures? Absolutely. You always got to try to take it out. The fog effects do look really cool. That's one thing I didn't bring up in the one little video there. The fog effects right here. That looks so killer. Yeah, the church does look like a bigger section, George. I agree. GS Linux says, Do you think each character can individually change costumes? I think it might be like the other remakes where you can just pause it. You could just pause it and change it in the menu and then unpause it and then it changes. Like, I don't think you have to select it for the playthrough. You know what I mean? All right. Leon versus the holy cow. The good old cow head, right? But yeah, guys, so I'm really looking forward to, covering more of this stuff as well. Apparently there is going to be more gameplay posted by Game Informer tomorrow. We'll see. Jack says, excited to see the Bella twins knowing that the Chainsaw Man can environmentally mess you up. In the fight would be sick to have two of them. Yeah, they could do environment damage, and that affects, like, you know, paths for later and stuff like that. It's really cool. I especially the Bella sisters. Can't wait to see that. Go Beach says, I heard some of the side quests will test your knowledge of the game with the twins' tombstones in the cemetery. Yeah, it's going to apparently rely on some knowledge of the original even. So, Liquor Sandwich says, so far I'm really loving the things that Capcom are showing off. It looks faithful and still fresh. It's giving me Remake 2002 vibes, even the new Dead Space too. Yeah, man. I mean, it's a good time to be a survival horror fan, especially coming off a Dead Space remake. I really enjoyed that. Really positive. What's up, Hubert? If you have any questions, I'm going to wrap it up in a couple minutes here, so ask if you're in here now. Dr. Evil says it looks like it's terrific. It might just have a chance to be better than the original for me. I cannot wait. Hopefully GameStop doesn't screw up the collector's edition delivery. You and me both, brother. You and me both. Sweet Gav, he says, I love the QTE. I get it, the Krauser fight, but swimming back to the boat for the Del Lago QTE was a long shot, was awesome. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think they worked for their time, but I think them taking it out, you know, it just makes more sense for 2023 in my opinion. Thunders Productions says, see you later, Ant and chat. Have a good one. Thank you, Thunders. Thanks for still being a member. Thanks for donating. Really appreciate that. Eric says, hoping to find or be able to go straight into professional mode, but I know that's unlikely. Yeah, usually you got to beat it again. But guys, I really appreciate it. Is going to be a long 49 days, but the coverage doesn't stop here on LTRE. So if you're new, subscribe, hit the like button, join the LTRE community, talk to the Resident Evil community on the daily, on the Discord, LTRE on all the socials, Patreon, and YouTube memberships. And there's always going to be new content coming out, new live streams every week. And yeah, let's continue to cover Resident Evil 4 Remake. And I really hope that they have an announcement of some kind of showcase and some kind of demo soon. Once I know the date, you guys will know. So stay tuned for a bunch of that stuff. And that's it, guys. So thank you so much for watching this live stream / breakdown. And I'll also post the breakdown in a separate video as well. And stay tuned as the road to Resident Evil 4 Remake continues.